If you are fairly new to Counter-Strike, meaning about 500 hours or less, this is the perfect video for you. We're going to cover everything from sneaky ways to ninja defuse, a trick to get perfect recoil control without practicing spray patterns, and how to throw perfect pop flashes, silently break smokes, and a ton more. If you're not sure you can trust me, I'm Louis, a 3000 elo player on Faceit, and I play internationally with Team USA at LAN events around the world. I've included timestamps in the description below, so you can skip ahead or revisit any tip you like. Now, if you ever wondered how to actually pop flash, there's a cool little trick that a lot of players don't know how to use, and that's simply just right clicking with your flash, and then as soon as you hold left click you want to release. This will make sure the flash doesn't actually hit the ground. Now the reason this is good is because let's say there was a smoke over here towards cat, and maybe there's a CT player playing right behind this smoke. If I wanted to flash this guy without him actually hearing the flash bounce onto the ground, I would simply just do the same thing I just did, where I'm holding right click, tap my left click, and then just go through with my flash, and he won't even know that it is coming because he doesn't even hear it hit the ground. Now the cool thing about this trick as well is that you can even use it to break smokes with an HE. So if there was a smoke down towards cat, maybe we wanted to break it, I could simply just hold right click, then tap left click, and then all of a sudden the nade is going to not even hit the ground. So the CTs don't even know that the HE is coming. Now if you guys didn't know, you can actually hide diffuse wires if you're diffusing near an object. So if I wanted to defuse this bomb as a CT, one thing that I could do is literally just tap the bomb and then look into the object that is next to me. Now you want to make sure that you don't go too far, but if you do this, especially on Mirage or Ancient, it will hide the diffuse wire so the T's don't even think that you're actually diffusing, and it should get you some free ninja diffuses if you are in a 1v1 and maybe you don't have a smoke. Now a nice controversial subject that I want to bring up is that you guys really don't need to learn spray patterns at all, and if you think I'm wrong, make sure you guys comment down below to tell me if I am wrong. But majority of the guns are literally just pulling down and to the right. You can see the majority of the beginning of these AK bullets are all right in the center because I literally just pulled straight down and to the right. Now if I did it with the MP9, you can see if I pull down to the right, these are pretty much in the middle as well. It works with the A1S where I'm just pulling down to the right. It can even work for the FAMAS like this. As you can see, all the bullets are pretty much right in the center. You really don't need to learn the spray patterns because they're all really similar at the beginning, and Valve gives you a nice nerf where if you can just land the first 5 to 10 bullets, chances are you're going to kill them, and you don't even have to practice one of the basic fundamentals of Counter-Strike. If you never know how much time there's left to defuse the bomb, there's actually a cool trick that puts the bomb timer in the game for you. So when you go to plant right before the bomb gets planted, you want to spray a graffiti down, and this is going to give you a nice 43-second timer. Now the bomb timer is around 40 seconds, so the timer may not be totally exact, but it's going to give you a good rough estimate if you actually time this correctly. If I would have sprayed it a little bit earlier, it would have matched up when the time actually exploded, but this will give you a good idea on how much time you actually have. So if you are in a post-plant situation, maybe you're in a 1v1 and you do this graffiti trick, if you hear him tap the bomb, you actually see how much time he has left. Now a cool little trick, if someone does tap the bomb, you newbies want to count to 3 and then actually peek the bomb to see if he's on it, or if he doesn't have a kit, you want to make sure that you're counting to at least 7, and that will determine that he isn't actually going to defuse the bomb, and it gives you enough time to get him off and for you to win the round. Now something that a lot of you guys may not know is using FOV to your advantage. So if I was bottom con and wanted to duel this player over here towards top con, if I want to give myself a 50-50 duel, I would need to peek far away from the wall so we would see each other at the same exact time. But if I were to peek close like this to the wall, he would be able to see me first, which is pretty much right now when my shoulder is right by the wall, which is why a lot of people will jiggle peek or shoulder peek when they're close to the wall, because they can just show their shoulder and not even really be seen at all. So if you ever have low HP, or maybe you feel like someone is just totally popping off, in order to give yourself the best advantage, you want to make sure that you're far from the wall and just peeking with full momentum so you're guaranteed a nice 50-50 duel. Now let's cover tricks you need to know about climbing ladders both extremely fast and silently, but first let me tell you about the monkey. Skins Monkey is a CS2 skins trading site marketplace that provides an instant way to get new skins. The favorite thing about Skins Monkey is that I can trade skins that I no longer want and trade it for a skin that is equal value. If you use code LouisCS2, you get a $5 bonus on your first trade, and if you want to buy skins, you can get a 30% deposit bonus plus an extra 5% using my code. The link is down in the description. Thank you Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. Now there's a cool little trick to go up and down ladders very fast that some of you guys may not know, and especially when I'm playing matchmaking, people on Nuke have no idea on how to go up this ladder specifically. So if you want to go up the ladder very fast, you're going to want to hold 2 keys at once and look in the opposite direction. So if I want to go up the ladder fast looking left, I want to hold W and D, and this will accelerate me pretty much almost double the speed as if I was literally just trying to hold W, because if we compare it by just holding W, you can see I'm not really going up that fast at all. So you want to make sure that you're holding 2 keys at once like this. But specifically on Nuke, when you are going up this ladder, when you get to the very top, you want to make sure that you're swiping your mouse over so you can land on the ground even faster and give room for your teammates to go up the ladder. Now there is another cool trick that you can go up the ladder silently very fast, where if you're looking in the opposite direction, you can just tap both
both of these keys, you're going to go up very quickly and silently at the same time, so you can ensure that if someone doesn't actually know you're here, you can get up the ladder very fast instead of just holding shift and W and going up at this speed. Now the cool thing about this as well is that you can even do it going down. So if I want to go down the ladder fast, I can just press both the keys and I'm going to be accelerating at the same exact thing. Now if you have a problem where when you're always peeking like this, you're always dying, that's because you're not jiggle peeking before you're peeking. So if you know that someone might be playing an angle, the best thing that you can do is to just jiggle peek and then swing out and kill them. Now the reason this is good is because, let's say for example, I was a CT holding ramp. If someone did try to jiggle me, maybe I'm holding for a wide swing, I might try to shoot, and then if he peeks me, my recoil is just going to be totally messed up and it puts me at a huge disadvantage if I actually try to kill this guy that's jiggling. Now there's a lot of positions that you can use this on, even towards hut, where if you know someone is playing back silo and you just want to jiggle first or maybe just 2 times and then peek, this will mess up this guy completely because he's going to be shooting. Maybe he shoots again, and then now his recoil is going to be starting all the way up here and he won't even have any idea how to aim. And then you can see that if you do decide to just peek right here, none of his bullets will actually hit you and it'll put you at a huge advantage. Now a cool thing inside of Counter-Strike that a lot of people can't even tell is a thing is that the bomb sites have different sounds for the bomb. So if I were to plant towards A, you would be able to hear the bomb sound and think that it's pretty much just the totally default bomb sound. But if I were to go plant over towards B, you would hear that the bomb sound is totally different. Now this is really good if you are playing on a map like Nuke, where you need to really be able to tell the difference between which site, since the bomb sites are literally right on top of each other. Now if you guys watch Donk a lot, you probably know that he's always trying to move left and right, and this is really good. But one thing that you guys don't understand is that he's holding angles with his movement key and not his crosshair. And the reason he's doing this is because as soon as someone does peek, he's just going to counter strafe and slide and then just spray this guy wherever he is, making himself a really hard target. If you guys know, or even if you do pistol deathmatch, you know that people are just constantly ADing like this back and forth, and instead of trying to just match your crosshair on their head, you can literally just strafe and try to match the crosshair without even moving. And as soon as the crosshair lands on the person's head in front of you, that's when you can just counter strafe and just move in the other direction and hopefully just get the kill. Now if you ever wonder how someone can throw 2 flashes back to back very fast, that's because they're quick switching in between the grenades they're throwing. So if I wanted to throw a flash like this and I wanted to throw 2 flashes, you can see that if I let it just totally reset, I'm taking forever to actually throw these flashbangs. But if you have a flashbang bind on your keyboard, you could throw this flash and then get the other one out right before this one even pops, which is a huge difference from what I just showed if you don't do this. So if you are someone that maybe is a huge support player, or maybe you have to throw a lot of nades, where maybe you have to smoke very fast and then throw a flash, this is ideal to have grenade bind so you're able to do this and just get utility out quickly. Now if you guys are ever in a 1v1 and you're trying to smoke defuse, a lot of the times you're probably going to get spammed because the T's know exactly where the bomb is planted. But the best tip I can give you is that when you actually do this smoke defuse, all you want to do is just tap the bomb and then just search for the player. The reason you want to do this is because a lot of players will hear this smoke and then come out here and try to spam wherever they planted, thinking that you're sticking the bomb in the smoke, and before you know it, you're just going to be peeking on the other side of the smoke and totally killing him. This works on literally every single map, and it pretty much works against every single player, even in pro play. Now something that a lot of newbies don't do is actually use their buy menu as a little cheat sheet. When you are buying before the round, you should be asking yourself how you can eliminate threats, or if you have anything that may stop what you think is going to happen in the round. So if I'm playing CT side ancient and I am the B player, first thing I want to ask myself is, can I play anti-rush? So I want to make sure I have a molly. Do I have a flash to support my cave players, or if they rush? So I want to make sure I buy that. And then I need to ask myself, do I have a smoke if I can just block if they do decide to pressure me towards B? And that would prompt me to buy this as well. And then whatever money I had left over, or maybe I don't think I need maybe a flash, or maybe I think I don't need a smoke or a molly, that would give me the idea of what gun I should actually be buying, and it would set me up for the round with the correct utility, so I can win the round using my utility instead of just trying to rely on shooting the enemy. So in CSGO, it was really meta to fake reload, where you would quick switch while you were reloading, and in CSGO it would actually play the sound all the way through. But in CS2 they actually fixed that, so if I were to sit here and reload and then quick switch, the sound would be canceled for everyone trying to listen. Now in order to bypass this and actually have a fake reload, or let's say, you know, maybe there's a smoke here and I just spam, there's a CT on the other side of this smoke, one thing that I could do is just spam, reload, and quick switch right before it's about to end, which might actually cue him to jump. The other thing that you can do is, if you are trying to spam, you could sit here and reload, listen for this guy to start to run, and then try to shoot and kill him because he's trying to jump on you when you are reloading. Now there's a thing called team play inside of Counter-Strike, which I would guess a lot of you European viewers would understand what this is without even knowing what the term is called. And team play is pretty much just when you are buddied up with either one player or another, or maybe just your whole team, and you're calling what angles you're holding so no one is holding the same exact angles. So a good example of this, if we were trying to go up towards cat, a lot of players players subconsciously, especially, you know, towards level 10 on Faceit, or maybe you're professional or semi-pro, you guys would know exactly how to team play. So one person would be walking up on this wall just holding mid doors, and then he would switch towards looking towards lower. This would prompt the other player that would be sitting here, knowing that mid doors and lower will be watched. He could literally just walk up cat like this, knowing that all of his angles are covered. This is called team play, and a lot of people don't really understand this, because when people are trying to entry up towards a place, let's say cat, a lot of people think it's a race where they're literally just trying to run and hold W, and it almost looks like they're pretty much just racing, and they're trying to just run in front of each other. They're bumping up on each other, which makes it really bad for trading. If you just ask your teammate to hold something, this will prompt a good team play mindset into their head, and they won't be looking at anything else as long as they trust you. Now, there's a nice glitch where you can actually edge through smokes if there is a Molotov right by, and let's say we have a good molly inside a E-box that lands over here towards these steps. If I wanted to peek behind this Molotov, I could literally do it just because I'm still in a smoke. With the way that CS2 smokes work, it pretty much just makes it so you can edge on top of Molotovs and you take literally 0 damage.
If this video helped you, check out this video on the most important skills for ranking up in CS2 by clicking the video on screen now.